Max Danger here, back with another review. And today is going to be a review of a film that I was meaning to go and see, and then I eventually seen it because there was so much hype with it being a small movie industry, and without that being the movie Obsession. An Obsession, again, and I'm happy to be back doing like these horror movie reviews because I know I've been gone for a month and I know I promised to upload something this week. But obviously I had a lot going on in terms of things in general. But yeah, but morale of this video is the review of Obsession and what my opinions are about this film. I want to say it is one of those films which is probably like the best thing that's came out in any horror movie. And not just that, it's one of those horror films that's very clever with the way it does its story. Because it's a horror movie without a doubt, but it has a really good meaning to being in relationships and stuff, you know, girlfriend, boyfriend or whatever. But this movie takes on that type of subject in a way where it's pretty clever. But I'm not going to go too much in a spoiler territory here because I want more people to go and see it for themselves, because as of like right now it's actually beaten a lot of films in the box office massively. Like I think it's overtook a few films this week as well. I think it's gone over, I think Supergirl, it's gone over a few other movies. So, and it's surprising because normally small movies like Obsession and other ones in general don't really get that massive box office hype. And this one, rightfully so, is getting what it deserves because it's one of those films that I think people will enjoy. Like, it is not a long movie at all, like, but it has a good runtime for what you see. And yeah, a lot of stuff with this film ticks a lot of boxes in terms of like other stuff. So like the characters are great, the actors put on superb acting in this movie, and the actress, I will say, best actress for a horror movie ever in a long time, because like they got down like someone who's very clever but like with no filter in a way, because like I know it's not really a spoiler, but like there's like a thing in one part of the movie, and I know this is going to contradict what I said about spoilers, but there is like a scene where she's in the corner and her face looks very uncanny, like a TikTok filter, where it's like creepy like that. But like I like that type of thing where they go full prosthetics and stuff, where to the point where they make things look a bit more eerie and more creative in other ways other than using CGI and all that. And this film does pretty well with practical stuff, which I love with horror movies, because again, I know the type of horrors for me is always good story and other stuff, but obviously you need to have like moments like gore or gory moments in movies, depending on the context of the scenes and stuff. But this one really does well in terms of like the balance between scary and a story, because it's not 100% like jumpy. Like the one thing the film does is it hurts your ears. Like there's a lot of like, why? Like it's that type of thing with a film. But it's very clever on how, in that way where the acting side of things is always spot on. But then, yeah. And then onto like just the music. Like the music is great. Like again, I don't think enough gets praised enough with like scores and stuff for horror movies now in this generation. But with Obsession, it just makes the atmosphere of the movie very well done out and very creatively. And I think it's a lot of things that people don't look into as much. Like you see like all the movies like came out over the years with music choice and everything. Like, you always hear like licensed music, you know, either a Taylor Swift or a James Gunn song or just whatever in general. But having original music is always sometimes the best thing, in my opinion. Because again, yes, like, to use certain musics for films is great, but also makes it 10 times better if you make your own. And I think that's one thing that this film does with its score, is the scary tone before like the moments in the movie. And I have to give them props for that, because it's a really clever movie in its own way. And then on to like probably the last part here, because I know this is like a bit of a shortish video, but at least it's something to put out for now until I have some form of routine with constant videos. But with this film, I want to give this film the benefit of the doubt, a 9 out of 10. I think, again, not pacing issues or anything. I think the one thing is that some areas, not major, but like small areas of the film could probably get improved upon, like the example of the ending a little bit. Because like, I don't want to go into spoilers, but there is a moment in the film where something happens and like they leave it on such a bizarre way, but it's very clever still at the end of the day. But like, it doesn't give like closure in some kind of aspect of that. But yeah, but in general, the movie, again, a solid 9 out of 10, and it is one of those horror movies I think is probably one of my top 3, in my honest opinion. And what I might do here is, I don't know about timestamps in videos. Like, it's one thing I'm still trying to learn on YouTube, is I want to do timestamps on intro, review, and ending. And I want to figure out how to do that one day. Just until, you know, amount of subscribers or whatever, I do not know, because I don't know what the YouTube algorithm is right now. But like, again, I'm doing my own thing. Like, I'm not bothered about that type of stuff. But yeah, with Obsession, solid 9 out of 10, and be on the lookout for another video coming out later today, which is the announcement of where I'm going later this year for the 3rd Max Travels, with this quality of a new camera I've got. And this is an actual camera. I am actually not using my phone as of right now, because you will notice a major change in the quality of the videos now, because it's going to be a new direction now with the channel. And I hope you are looking forward to the type of content that I'm going to put out with doing these as well, because it's going to be clever, it's going to be different. It's, again, you always know this is always an experimental thing with me, and I know I may not be consistent, but like, as long as like at the end of the day I upload something for you to enjoy. And that's what I kind of consider at the moment, is even though I'm not consistent with videos, I always bounce back sometimes with videos. But yeah. But other than that, I'll see yous in the next video later today. And I'll see yous later. Max Danger out.